Alright, so this is going to be what if Lincoln was, well, basically, what if he was sent to Hazbin Hotel slash Helluva Boss? And the concept for this video is going to be that he is basically going to become a demon, but with a twist. You see, I decided to basically give him the power of the Infinity Stones. What I mean by this is in this concept, Lincoln will basically have the powers, not the stones themselves, but the powers of the Infinity Stones. And the reason I'm making it like this is because I shouldn't be giving him the gauntlet. He's just going to have the powers. And how he gets the powers, you'll understand. So, in this story, Lincoln's universe isn't exactly a part of the Marvel universe, but they do have the stones. And in this timeline, the stones were actually collected by the Lockloud family. So, these stones only respond to people with white hair. Because, and the reason is that a long time ago, when the first person with white hair was born, the stones fell from the sky. This happened around 2003, 20,000 years ago. And during this time, it was basically like the caveman era. And people that had normal hair or whatever couldn't use these stones or even touch them because they would either explode or just instantly die. Or just shrivel of old age, or just explode into something random. Like, you could not touch these stones. It was impossible to even hold them. And the reason I'm making it white hair only is for one specific reason. It's so that no one else can actually use them. So, yeah. And Lincoln would so basically this is going to be like during the movie, not like during like the Bad Logans or anything, but during the movie. In this timeline, Lincoln's family gets killed by the castle's not by the guy groundskeeper, but by the woman groundskeeper. I forgot what her name was, but she's like the main antagonist of the story. Or of the movie or whatever. And she basically killed Lincoln's whole family. And the Locklouds basically saw this. Like the old Lockloud saw this. And the young Lockloud realized that Lincoln only has one chance of winning. Which he basically took over Lincoln's body. And he guided his body to the vault that keeps the stones inside. And the stones aren't like on a gauntlet, but the only reason that they're not is because the stones actually don't give you, they don't like fuse into your bones or anything, but they actually give you the power of the stones. So whenever someone like uses the stones, the power gets transferred to their body, which then the stones become powerless. Like, they cannot be used at all, and they're useless without the power inside of them. And the only way to get them back, or to get the power back, is to actually like kill the person that has the power. So if someone were to like kill Lincoln, the power would go back into the stones and the stones would have the power back, but they couldn't be used by someone with brown hair. So it's a power system that's basically based off of people that have white hair naturally, and only people that have white hair naturally can use them. And that's usually people with the purest white-haired bloodline. Other people that do naturally have some white hair can use them, but only one stone. So, with that being said, Lincoln would, or his ancestor Lincoln, would touch the stones and his soul would be incinerated. Or not incinerated, but his soul would basically be merged with all the memories of like how to use the powers inside of Lincoln's body. Like they're merged together now, except Lincoln is the main host. And now Lincoln has the power of the Infinity Stones, and how he basically ends up in Helluva Hazbin Hotel is different than most stories. Lincoln would basically burst out of the castle, fully powered and ready to kill her. And the dragon basically fires his fire breath at Lincoln. And Lincoln would create an energy shield basically out of the power stone or whatever, or out of the reality stone and power stone, and Lincoln would then charge directly at the dragon, create an energy sword, and basically cut the dragon's head off, like clean off. And then the reason the dragon also exists is because of the stones. So if it were to be killed, the stones would absorb the dragon's power. And yeah. So Lincoln would absorb the dragon's body, and the scepter and the stone would also be absorbed. Since the dragon doesn't exist, the stone and scepter have no purpose anymore. When Lincoln would look at her and he would look at the groundskeeper and he would say, "You took everything from me. And now I'm going to make sure that you have the worst afterlife possible." As Lincoln would grab this, he would use the mind and soul. He would clench his hand as orange, red, and yellow would flow through his body. As he would rip her soul out of her body and trap her in the soul stone, and he uses the mind stone to cast illusions on her mind, and he uses the reality stone to make it feel so real to her while she's in the stone. And everyone throughout the kingdom can hear her screams of pain and agony. And Lincoln would say to himself, "My revenge is done." As he would rip her soul out of the soul stone, he would say, "Goodbye, little bastard." As he would snap his fingers and the soul would be incinerated. And she can feel every atom and fiber of her being ripped apart. And Lincoln thinks to himself that he shouldn't be here anymore. He's scared his own people. He doesn't deserve to be king. As Lincoln would basically take his he would look at his crown that he once wore with pride before his family was taken from him, and he would say, "I don't deserve to be king." As the other groundskeeper would say, "Lincoln, what's going on? What is this? What did you do?" "I'm sorry. I don't deserve to be king. I don't deserve this kingdom. But I trust you. So please make a promise to me that no matter what happens, you will protect this kingdom and you will bring it to glory that it once had. I don't deserve to be this kingdom's king, or duke for that matter. All I want now is to redeem myself for what I've done. I don't deserve this kingdom. As he would say, no, Lincoln, it's okay. Your family, wait, where's your family? As Lincoln would begin to cry, he would say, she killed them with the dragon. She took them from me. They're all gone. As the groundskeeper would say, oh no, oh my God, no, I'm so... Lincoln, listen, we'll give them proper burials. We can help you. No. This... I can't stay here. I have to go. As Lincoln would use the power stone, the reality stone, and the space stone to create a portal, along with the time stone, to make a portal to another dimension, where Lincoln would say, I don't deserve to be in this universe. I'm too powerful. I can't stay here. I hope you understand. As he would say, I understand. And I promise I will take care of everyone in this kingdom. I will bring this kingdom to glory. Like you asked me to. I know you will. I know you won't disappoint me. You never have, and you never will. Goodbye, old friend. And if anyone asks what happened to me, say I died. Goodbye. As Lincoln would go through the portal, and the other citizens would say, wait, where's the Louds? What happened to them? As they would all look, they would all see the bodies, and they would say, oh my God, they're gone. Where's the boy? Where's the Duke? As he would say, Lincoln is dead. His last words were for me to take over the kingdom. He trusts me enough to take care of our kingdom. And I will take care of it. With pride. And unyielding loyalty to my people. He wanted us to thrive. And he died to protect us. As they would all be very proud of the Duke that was supposed to be their Duke, but ultimately sacrificed himself to save them all. In their eyes, at least. As Lincoln would end up in the new Earth, which is the Has-Been Hotel / Helluva Boss universe, and Lincoln would end up... He would actually end up meeting this versions of... He would actually end up in the time of, actually, he would end up in the time of 1890, which in this timeline, or 1880, which in this timeline would be around the time where Cherry Bomb was actually, around. And Lincoln would end up meeting Cherry Bomb, and they had a relationship. They had an amazing relationship, and Lincoln even joined her in her chaos and madness, and he would just be so free in this universe, and he didn't care what happened to him, until one day Cherry Bomb was killed, and Lincoln lost everything. He loved her with every fiber of his being, and he lost it all again. And Lincoln screamed to the heavens. He would say, no! Why? And his scream would shake the heavens and cause the first hellquake. And everyone in heaven was shocked that someone so evil could express such emotion and even shake the heavens with his screams. And Lucifer even felt this emotion. He felt the sense of sadness, and it was almost like the one where he lost it all too. And he felt bad. And by the way, at this point, Lincoln is already like 22. So, Lincoln would say to himself, I'm not going to let her memory die in vain. I'm going to kill every bastard that was involved with this. I will not stop until everyone that did this is fucking dead! Ah! And for the first time in a long time, everyone in the realm of the holy and the realm of unholy was scared. And even Cherry Bomb felt this, but she didn't know it was Lincoln. She thought it was like some sort of overlord. And yeah, so I'm gonna pause this real quick. I have to go do something real quick. Goodbye. Not goodbye, but like be right back. Alright, so as I was saying, Lincoln would end up learning about like why they killed her. Well, not like he knew why they killed her, but he ended up basically killing every single gang member that was involved. And Lincoln basically had lived a life of adventure, death, romance, and all that. Tragedy, suffering, all of it. He lived through every single moment of his life through all those emotions. And Lincoln just wished that one time he could have something go his way. He thought that it would always be his way, but after he left his home, but it never came to pass. Him and Cherry Bomb were only together for 12 years. Actually, like 11 years. And Lincoln wanted to marry her. He wanted her to be his. And then Lincoln lost her. And it is like a harem ship, but Cherry Bomb is the main girl. And the reason I'm making her the main girl is because, well, there's not a whole lot of that. So, Lincoln would then decide that he wants to see what other realms there are besides Earth in this universe. And Lincoln would use his reality powers and his reality powers, his space powers, and his time powers to basically break through the barrier that was basically blocking both heaven and hell from Earth. And Lincoln realized, like, there's heaven and Earth. There's heaven and hell. Oh my god. She could be here. She most likely is in hell, but I might as well check out heaven. And as Lincoln steps through the portal to heaven, St. Peter would say, who are you? What? Wait, hold on. Who are you? Hi. Are you St. Peter? Yes. Okay, well, my name is Lincoln Loud. I'm obviously not on the list because I'm actually not in your universe. Well, I'm not from your universe. I'm from a different universe, and I can look for someone. Who exactly? Her human name was, well, her human name was Trixie Bomb, but I called her Cherry Bomb. Huh. Oh, yeah, she's in hell. Wait, what? Yeah, sorry, she didn't really live a good life. I mean, she was abused. Well, it wasn't her fault that she was abused. She was abused. She committed crimes. She murdered people. Only because of slave trafficking. She did good. That was good. Okay, yeah, she committed at least like 17 different sins and crimes against humanity and also heaven in ways. So, yeah, she's not in heaven. Huh. Well, thank you anyway, but I do want to actually explore heaven a little bit. This is where St. Peter, wait, he says, wait, hold on. How are you a human and you got here and you're not dead? Oh, well, I have 6 unique powers where I can basically I can basically control reality, space, time, what else? Mind, soul, power. Yeah, the last one's pretty overpowered too. See what I did there? Yeah. But seriously, are you lying to me? No. Prove it then. Okay, right now you're thinking of the Last Supper that you and Jesus had. Huh. Okay, that's oddly specific, but yes, I was thinking that. Wait, so that means this is real, but what about the space and time, or reality, or even mind or soul, like, or even power? How does that all work? Well, it's complicated, but I'll explain it to you one day. But let's just say that I gained them through unethical causes that otherwise wouldn't be normal. Huh. Okay then. Anyway. Yeah, you can explore heaven, but was that you a few years back when you screamed into the heavens? Oh yeah, that was me. How exactly were you able to do that? Well, St. Peter, I actually don't even know myself. I didn't even know I did that, honestly. I just screamed I just screamed loud. I didn't even know I did that. Huh. Okay then. Anyway, you can explore heaven. You have 3 hours. Okay. As Lincoln would explore heaven, and he would end up meeting Emily the Seraphim. And yes, Emily is 20,000 years old, so makes sense. She's the youngest. So basically around the time of caveman, but yeah, either way, pretty much. And basically, with everything that's happened with Lincoln, he sees Emily as a friend. And he actually talked with Emily. They had a good laugh. They ended up getting a few sodas and all that. And, they had fun. And Lincoln basically exchanged he created 2 phones where they can basically talk throughout the universe if they wanted to. And it's basically like the reach for this thing is infinite. So even if he was in a different dimension, he could just she could still call. And he taught her how to use it, and Lincoln said goodbye to her, and he went off to hell, where she was shocked that he went to hell and how he got to hell, but she thought that maybe he could be more than a friend at some point. And Lincoln would end up going into hell, and he would basically end up finding, he would end up finding out from the people there that there are these things called exterminations. And Lincoln would be a little shocked because this is not described in the Bible or anything like that. And Lincoln would say, okay, I guess I should probably repair the city. As Lincoln would use the time stone to reverse the city from its broken state into its not broken state. So it's all fully rebuilt. And the other demons were shocked because Lincoln, he's like human to them, but he has powers, which just shocks them. And one of them is like a gangster, and he tries to fight Lincoln. Lincoln turns him into confetti, snaps his fingers, gone. No possible way of return unless Lincoln decides it's his fate. And the game, the guys that was with, the guy was with the guy was with a couple of gang members. And they were like, what the fuck, turn him back now. Lincoln says, you gotta be nice about it. Turn him back now. Gotta be nice about it. And they're like, stop saying the same shit. And Lincoln's like, gotta be nice about it. And at this point, they're like getting really pissed. And Lincoln's like, look, it's either you ask nicely or I beat the shit out of both of you and turn you all into confetti. Literally. As they're like, we're sorry. Can you please turn him back? Please? Yes. I'll turn him back. But you better restrain your boy. And don't fucking test me again. As Lincoln would snap his fingers and the guy would turn back into a shark form. Or his shark demon form. His shark sinner demon form or whatever it's called. But whatever. Lincoln would then walk away. And the overlords, such as the Triple V's, saw this guy in action. And they were like, he's very persuasive and has a sharp tongue. As this is where the guy that Lincoln turned into confetti would say, what's your name? Lincoln would say, you can call me Omno. As Lincoln would walk away, and he's like, Omno. And the news would spread about this human named Onmo. Or, not Onmo. Actually, you know what? Lincoln would describe himself, he would basically call himself, he would name himself Thanos, fuck it. Yeah, he just named himself Thanos. And Lincoln would basically, he would be known as Thanos the Titan. And he's basically more powerful than an Overlord and the Seven Deadly Sins. Except, now that I think about it, he is probably more powerful than God with the stones. But then again, God is like a universal, like a multiversal being, so it's like, is he really that powerful? Yeah, I don't really know. But Lincoln would basically, like, how do I say it? He'd basically just change, well, not change, how do I say it? He'd basically be known throughout all of hell as Thanos, the Titan, and even though he's not exactly like a demon or anything, Lincoln decides that since he's in hell, he should look the part. And he would basically change his getup from orange like this. He would change it from orange to purple. And think of it like how Virgil from Devil May Cry wears his stuff mixed with Dante. So it's like he has Virgil's undercoat and all that, except he doesn't have like the blue, and it's not blue, it's purple. It's all purple. And then he has like Dante's overcoat and all that. And Lincoln would even decide to make himself a weapon. But he didn't know what to make it out of, because there's so many good options, but he doesn't know what kills exterminators. So he decides to look basically through like, he decides to find some sellers. And he finds Camilla Carmine's weaponry facility, which Lincoln thinks about, and he says, I gotta find out what they pay so I can buy. As Lincoln basically discovers the currency is called souls. Literally just souls. And Lincoln basically uses the reality stone to create a bunch of them, and he puts them all into like infinite suitcases that he created too. And like these are like suitcases that don't have a limit to how much they hold, but they all hold the same amount, which is infinite. Which Lincoln would say, hello, good sir. I want to buy some weapons. What kind of weapons? Holy. Right this way, sir. By the way, how do you intend to pay? Cash. Good. We only accept cash. It's untraceable anyway. Good. So, what kind of weapons are you looking for? Well, I want to talk to your boss real quick and see what she would refer to me. Okay, makes sense. Well, right now she's busy, but if you want, I could help you with looking for some weapons. Sure. Anyway, as Link would say, okay, anyway, what's your name? My name's Bruce. I'm head of security here and also master blacksmith. Good to know. So, Bruce, I'm looking for a sword, as well as two revolvers that holds 9 bullets. What else? And a great sword. What else? Probably, and probably an angelic hammer. Okay, I can do that. But why the angelic hammer? Well, I personally like to use heavy weaponry, and I personally also just like the idea of carrying around a big-ass hammer on my back to scare the shit out of people. Okay, that's actually pretty intimidating. Makes sense. So how long do you want this great sword to be? As Lincoln would basically give him a length, which is basically like 16. It's like, so I think the max for a great sword is like what is it, like 20 inches or something? I actually don't even know. Maybe like 30. So 12 is a foot. Like 34? I'm not even sure myself. 36? I actually don't even know. But Lincoln would basically get a blade that was long enough. Where's my measuring tape? If I have my measuring tape, oh wait, hold on a sec, here it is. So, let's look at this. Damn it, 1 second. So I think the average greatsword is about like, let's see if I can find it. Does that sound about right? Maybe shorter. Like about 5 feet. Yeah, the average greatsword is about, like, the average long sword is like probably 6 feet, but I'll make it 5 feet because why not? You know what? 6 feet. Yeah, 6 feet. Lincoln would ask for a 6-foot long sword and a pretty nice / well, good, like a really good katana that could dispatch enemies with ease. And Bruce would basically get the weapons ready, and then Camilla Carmine would come down, and she would say, "Bruce, who is this? I don't have an appointment with him. Oh, he's just a buyer. He wants to buy some weapons. What kind of weapons? 2 revolvers with a 9 mag magazine. What else? 2 swords, 1 katana, 1 great sword, and a big ass hammer. Holy weapon. And does he intend to pay with cash? Yes, he does. Give him the full amount. He'll back down. As Lincoln would say, I don't think I will. But let's just see. As Lincoln would open the suitcase, and money would start pouring out of it. Like, he just holds it and, like, dumps it on the ground. And it's, like, thousands, if not billions of, like, if not millions of dollars. And Camilla's like, how much is all that? Money. How much is it? As Ling would say, it's about $10 million worth of souls. Okay. That's enough to get you 2 weapons. The swords, probably. As Ling would say, I got it. As he would snap his fingers, another suitcase would appear, and Lincoln would say, here you go. As he would open the suitcase, and $30,000 inside of there, right there. As Camilla's like, where do you keep getting all this money, and how are you doing that? Well, I'm a businessman. And in my human life, I was a billionaire. I did a lot of shit in my life. And especially because, you know, I like using heavy. I like using swords, hammers, guns. Either way, they're all good. Now, allow me to explain something to you, Camilla Carmine. Yes, I know your full name. I am one to do business with because I know how to make a profit. And I also know how to make deals. Not the demon deals, of course, but deals in general. So I'll tell you what. If you let me have these weapons and I pay you the full amount, I will be your weapon supplier for each extermination. I will gather all of their holy weaponry and armor and give them to you as a token of my appreciation. And not only, you get to keep everything, and in return for my services as your provider of the material, I will require at least, a resupply of holy ammo. If that's fair. As Camilla would say, that does sound like a good idea. Okay, I'm biting. So, all you want in return is ammo for your 2 guns. That's a steal. Are you sure there wasn't anything else? Asling would say, how about if I do, I would like to get a free weapon. How about I give you a discount? How much is the discount? About 55% off. Okay, deal. That's actually pretty fair. Yeah, that's fair. As Camilla would say, but what weapon would you require? Any weapon I need at that point in time. Right now I'll be okay, but, it depends. As Lincoln would then decide to basically, Camilla and him would basically have a good understanding of each other, and they would form a partnership. And this is before the actual the actual season begins, because the reason for that is because I want to make it so that he has time to prepare for the extermination and find a cherry bomb. So with that being said, I'm actually gonna end it off here. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm sorry that I kept stuttering and making my speech all fucked up, but it's just because I have a lot of shit on my plate and I have a lot on my mind. So if you guys want another part to this, which is part 2, I will be making it, and this will be part 1 of what if Lincoln got the Infinity Stones and was basically teleported to Hazbin Hotel. Or what if he teleported himself to Hazbin Hotel. But anyway, that's it, and goodbye. Don't forget to comment and subscribe if you like, and also leave a like or something like that. Goodbye.